Am I my ideas or am I my actions? I don't think either answers are satisfying. Let's start with ideas. When I was a kid, I believed in Santa Claus. That wasn't my identity. It was just an idea. Eventually, reality replaced it. Ideas are supposed to change, they are supposed to evolve. They arrive, they teach you something, then they leave. The moment an idea stops being something you examine and becomes something you are, growth becomes almost impossible. Because changing your mind no longer feels like you're learning, it feels like you're dying. I think that's how extremism begins. Not because people have ideas, because they mistake ideas for identity. Once that happens, the disagreement is no longer about exchange of information anymore. It's a personal attack. Every challenge becomes a threat to self. Ideas should behave more like food. You consume them, you digest them, you observe what nourishes you, throw away what doesn't. Then you're ready for the next meal. Imagine eating the same meal every day for the rest of your life because you've convinced yourself that changing your diet would somehow betray who you are. That isn't conviction, that is intellectual constipation. So maybe I'm not ideas, fine. Maybe I am my actions. Till you ask, did I fail an exam or am I a failure? Those are not the same sentences. One describes an event, and other is described as an identity. Action produce consequences. Consequences are real. They don't care about intentions. Reality doesn't offer partial credits because your heart was in the right place. If you step off a cliff believing that you could fly, gravity isn't going to stop halfway down and say, well, at least your intentions were good. Consequences do not negotiate, they simply happen. But I still don't think actions are who we are. They are informations, they are feedback, they are evidence, not my identity. Maybe the mistake was assuming the answer had to be ideas or actions. I don't think I'm either. I think I exist somewhere in between, somewhere in the moment. That reminds me of an interesting Buddhist idea called Śūnyatā or emptiness. People often mistake it as nothing exists, but that's not really the point. The point is that nothing possesses a permanent, independent essence. Everything is relational, everything changes. I think my own version is slightly different. Not everything is empty, but everything is provisional. Every belief, every success, every failure, every identity, temporary. You are constantly everything that you eventually become absolutely nothing. At first, this sounds contradictory or like mystical and like confusing. Sounds like one of those sentences just said to sound smart. But hear me out. If I refuse to identify with any temporary versions of myself, then there is no permanent self to defend. Maybe that's exactly what allows growth. Not because I have no identity, but because I do not let any single version of myself become my own prison, that I have to spend the rest of my life protecting it.